This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, we do encourage you to like and share them on Facebook. And if you're watching the archives on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the like button, because it's time for Joanne's World of Nutrition, brought to you by Nutrition World and hosted by Joanne Seeger.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. If I have any newbies hearing my voice, welcome to the show. So we are definitely going to begin today with a long breathing exercise. So again, if you're a newbie, I would love for you to participate. Breathing definitely sometimes we take for granted, right? So we would like to emphasize the first exhale is exhale out the drama, negativity, fear, anxiousness, depression. Just
You can laugh it out if you want.
Yeah, laugh it out. Yeah, just get it out.
Because welcome to your deep breathing exercises. For deep breathing, press 1.
Ooh, okay, there you go.
That
Very
gives you a
creative.
little chuckle, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
And then we're going to do 5 counts, Cliff, to make it easy for everyone. So in through your nose for 5, hold for 5, and exhale for 5. And we'll do this 3 times to get everyone focused, calm, and ready for the show.
That's
all right, here we go.
Stand
Exhale.
by, let it all out. Okay, through the nostrils only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you, Cliff. I always feel better after that. And I noticed too, like there's a lot of meditation you can follow that emphasizes as you're doing your breathing exercise that you try to melt your body at the same time. It's really important to do relaxation, especially of the jaw bones, the neck muscles, the shoulder, especially right now we're using so many smart devices like iPhones or just cellular phones and tablets and iPads. So we're really tensing up, shoulders and above and living with this real tightness. So when you're doing the exercise, just kind of visualize a nice, waterfall kind of just going over your head and down to just relax all your muscles as you're breathing. You'll get even more benefits, especially lowering anxiety and blood pressure and helping tension and headache. So before you go pop a toxic ibuprofen or Tylenol, give some thought to a nice big glass of water, a breathing exercise, and relax those muscles.
That sounds interesting. Papa toxic.
Yeah, totally toxic, and I don't have to prove it. I hope everyone knows this.
I understand what that means.
Especially my listeners. I know my listeners know that stuff is toxic. All right, so and I want to make a point too, because I mentioned headaches. Right now I'm getting more and more people come in that say they are suffering with headaches, their children are suffering with headaches. I do believe it is because of a lot of this smart technology and watching way too much bad news on the screens.
You mean
I
constant COVID coverage?
Yeah, well, even more than COVID now. There's
coverage.
so much the really scary stuff that people are watching, and our younger generations are watching it too, especially about the pedophilia stuff, like really negative, scary stuff. So just be aware that the headache normally, your aspirin, your Tylenol, those things don't get at the cause. So be conscious of that. Be mindful that try other things first, putting the screens down, going outside, taking a walk, drinking some water, do some neck stretches. Please think about that before you pop a toxic pill that's only going to put more chemicals into your liver and cause other issues. Okay, really be conscious of that. I have a couple announcements. Okay, so we have definitely seen more people at the store that are suffering with just a lot of anxiety, a lot of stressed out conditions, eating differently than they've ever eaten, or becoming Netflix couch potatoes. And I am so guilty of some of these things as well. Even working 6 days a week, I come home and that Netflix is just calling my name. So you really want to be conscious of this as well. So I am going to, so now if you're a local, St. Lucie County did push off the time the kids are going to return back to school to the 24th. So I am going to do kind of, I don't want to call it a contest, but an incentive or a motivation. I'm a mom, and I am hoping that some magical moment happens when the kids go back to school, that things will go back into some order or semblance that hasn't been there since March, like eating at the normal times, getting outside, getting more exercise, not having as much starch or sweets in the house. It's like everything seemed like a very long summer lazy vacation. And so if you're local and if you're feeling the way I am, here's the incentive. I am going to start on August 24th doing free body fat testings, okay? And for every 1% of body fat you lose, you will get a free sauna session from the Wellness Center. Now, some of you might be thinking, Joanne, really? Sauna? Have you been outside? But infrared, I know, right? But it's so much more pleasant than, being outside. So an infrared sauna does not work with heat like a traditional sauna. It's cutting edge technology. It's near, mid, and far infrared lighting trays that are on the whole back wall, by your feet, and in front of you. These, if you Google Sunlight and Sauna, that's the brand I have. It's a 2-person sauna. It has a private room, private bathroom. It's incredible. You can be at 100 degrees and it doesn't feel. It's kind of like when you go to Vegas for the first time, you hear everyone say, "Oh, it's a different kind of heat." That's the same way in the sauna. It does not feel like you're outside. It actually feels good when your body does the sweating. It feels like you are getting healthier by the moment and you are losing toxins. And it definitely has clinical studies, pain relief, cholesterol dropping, less depression, less toxicity. It's 200%. I'm sorry, that's a really bad number. 20% more reduction in toxins in an infrared sauna than you get out of a traditional sauna. So your time is well spent. So you only need it at 100 degrees to get the effectiveness, and you only need to spend 20 minutes. But for this promotion, so if you lose 1% of body fat, okay, for every 1%, you get a 30-minute sauna session. So I hope this kind of gives all my local listeners a little incentive. I know I'm going to start full board on August 24th, getting back into shape and lose some weight. And I always turn to one system to do this. Now, just like there's not one food that can give you everything your body needs, there's not one supplement that can do that. No matter what promises you see on the internet, through your Facebook scroll or through your apps, I promise you, after doing this 33 years, there is not one magic pill. They can put so much on a label, and they can really attract you with what you want to see, because they know people are desperate. They know people have been a little lazier than usual in their homes more than ever, eating food that's really refined, a lot of takeout because they're not going to restaurants, so they're eating more. So it is really crucial that you read between the lines. It's very easy for someone to make a website that looks attractive to what you're craving, quick weight loss, lose that belly and blah, blah, blah. If that existed, I would sell it and I'd be a multimillionaire for sure. Okay? But there is something that really does work. And every time I do their plan, I am at the best shape of my life and I feel amazing. And I've counted on it for 11 years. And whenever I detour off the system, okay, I always use the products, but when you use the whole system together, it always works. And they also offer a money-back guarantee. That's how sure they are. And they've been doing this for over 20 years now. So the system is based on a very simple premise. One composite of it is called Cleanse for Life, and that is the detox product. So the detox product is just like it says, your liver, if it's polluted, it can't help your whole body run efficiently. It's kind of like you wonder why your electric bill is super high at your house and you wonder why the air doesn't feel good, because it's simply that the AC filter needed to be cleaned. It's a simple step, but so many people overlook it. It's the same thing with our liver. If we constantly pollute it and don't give it time to be cleaned, then you're just going to be running on this system that's not working efficiently. So the Cleanse for Life drink can be used whether you're sticking to a strict diet and staying away from the sugar and the carbs and really being at your best, or if you're really being at your worst and you're running through fast food drive-thrus. It doesn't matter. You can still use the product to help your liver work more efficiently. So what's in this magical drink? Well, I love it because before I got introduced to this product, I followed a man called John Anderson, and I was selling colloidal minerals. Now, if any of my listeners have had experience with colloidal minerals, they are so good for you. We were definitely taught that in the 1940s, that our soil was deficient in minerals. Our food started getting lower and lower mineral content as our crops were, being not rotated properly, and then there was too many, pesticides and fungicides. There were so many different reasons why they said our mineral supply was getting lower and lower in our food supply. Well, this John Anderson was using like prehistoric colloidal minerals, and he was making a phenomenal product, but it tasted absolutely gross. Like if you tried to ingest this stuff, it was really hard. I mean, to me, I would take a shot of it, hold my counter, and just, like hold my nose and try to get through it. So obviously he's not going to reach a large consumer base with a product like that, but he was so sure that if people consume these colloidal and now ionized minerals, that they would get healthier, which he was right. But again, if you can't reach a lot of people, then it almost is like useless. Well, there is a couple that he teamed up with that created these products I'm going to go over today, that took these amazing minerals that would feed your entire system. So everything in the body needs minerals, and make them palatable. So in this great mineral combination, so there's the ionic alfalfa. And I mean, think of these beautiful purebred horses that live on alfalfa, right? Alfalfa alkalizes the body, gives you tons of nutrients. And in an ionic form, it's readily available. It's not like you have to worry about breaking it down. Sometimes companies cut corners with alfalfa, and they use alfalfa that has tons of lead in it. They will just cut and sift it and throw it in a pill to try to make it look like it's as good as this. But that could be dangerous. You have to have a certain way to digest alfalfa. There's a certain enzyme composition. You have to chew it really well in your mouth if you're eating it raw. Like you cannot, we are not horses. So you definitely want to get the right type of alfalfa that's clean and pure and ionized to make it absorbable. So that's the first key ingredient. The next is one of my favorites, aloe vera gel. If anyone's been in my store, they know I'm all about aloe. I have, lots of choices. I preach it, first thing in the morning. So many people right now have mucosal lining issues, whether it be acid reflux or esophagus inflammation or Crohn's, IBS, constipation. There's something happening between the mouth and the anus that is inflamed, and the mucosal system is not working properly. Aloe vera, just like it heals a sunburn and calms the skin, it does the same thing inside. So you definitely want that combination. So you have the alfalfa just alkalizing you. And remember, disease does not survive in an alkaline environment, but unfortunately only greens and vegetables make you alkalized, okay? Even stress, negativity, fear, anger, bitterness, all that junk will make you acidic too, okay? So you have the alfalfa, and then you have the aloe, and aloe also produces collagen. And if you've turned on a TV or anything lately, you've heard about collagen. 40 years of medical studies just showing that it helps with the joints and sleep and all this great stuff, and the skin, anti-aging, wrinkles. So yeah, your aloe naturally produces that. And now, and I hope I have enough time in the show to go over all these great ingredients, but I'm trying to go through the key ones. The next ingredient is burdock. Now, burdock, when I went to school for nutrition in Boston, I would literally go to the woods with the other students that lived in the student house, and we would dig out in the woods burdock root. Burdock root, they're thin and long, nubby, and they're brown. Have you seen them, Cliff? Oh, like horseradish, yeah. Yeah, and it's white inside. And my job, because I really couldn't afford, I was paying my way through school. My parents had 8 kids. I was pretty much, on my own financially. So I would work in the kitchen to pay my rent for the house. So I would make the breakfast and the dinner. Everyone was on their own for lunch. And we would put burdock, fresh burdock, in the soup in the morning and in the soup in the dinner. It was a Japanese household, so pretty much there was always a huge pot of soup, and burdock was always in the soup. Now, why is burdock in the Cleanse for Life drink, and why does it help detoxify the entire body? Because it's a blood cleanser. People also use it traditionally to build up hemoglobin and red blood cells. But burdock is still very popular today, 33 years later, to really help clean the blood. So, not only, because, your heart pumps the blood and your liver will clean it, but, you want to give the liver the tools, the help, Like I always say, if all of a sudden, your kitchen is on fire and there's smoke all over the house, you're not going to just depend on your AC to clean up the air. You're going to open the windows. You're going to open the doors. So it's the same thing with the burdock that helps clean the blood. So when it gets to the liver, not so much work. Okay, and then yellow dock is the next ingredient. Yellow dock, very, very similar to burdock. Herbalists love yellow dock, basically nourishing the blood, making it stronger, helping it clean just like burdock, clean the bloodstream. So another great one. And then the next main one is deglycerized licorice. So deglycerized licorice, nothing like the candy. So please never confuse it with candy. Deglycerized mean that the component that some people know licorice to raise blood pressure is removed. So there's no toxicity to licorice, no side effect, but what's left is this magical nutrient that basically heals, just like aloe, the mucosal lining and calms the body. So we sell at the store DGL. DGL is deglycerized licorice, and they're in chewable wafers, either chocolate or plain licorice flavor. And that you would use like instead of Tums, so anytime you felt like an acid flare up or just an uncomfortableness in your esophagus or your belly, you would suck on this to calm it down. Well, it basically is in this for everyday use because everything creates inflammation, and inflammation is the first cause of all known disease that kills us other than maybe a car accident. So if you calm your system down, it has a much stronger chance of not getting seriously ill. So that's deglycerized licorice. And then there's bilberry in there. Bilberry is incredible for the immune system, especially known for the eyes. So anything that has polyphenols will strengthen your arterial system, which in turn helps your circulation. And circulation to me is key right now. I know now that I'm 54 and I'm getting older, you definitely want to make sure your circulation stays well, because if all of a sudden you get a little numbness in your fingers and your feet, you start to worry, oh, diabetes, oh, I'm not going to be as strong, I won't be as mobile. You really got to keep your bloodstream going. You don't want any part of your body not to have circulation, especially your eyes. So bilberry, very famous for the eyes. Some people really swear that it stops their eyes from progressively getting worse. So, and then, oh my God, there's so many good things. Okay, portiarco. So portiarco is great to kill yeast and fungus. Now, I believe, if you guys have been listening to me a long time, I profess that I have a hard time with sweets. So the sweets, I believe, are controlled by what I call the sugar monster, or you can call it the sugar devil. And in turn, I believe that is controlled by candida. What is candida? It's a simple yeast that lies dormant in all of us. But if you start feeding it sweet drinks, cakes, cookies, pasta, starches, crackers, bread, and it gets on that cycle, if you try to stop feeding it, it gets really mad, and it makes you think that if you don't eat that starch or that carb, like I have so many people that say, but Joanne, I don't eat sugar. But they're starting their day with a bagel, or they're doing all those real sweet sweeteners in their coffee, and so you are having sugar, but it's just disguised in the form of starch or carbs. And that sugar monster gets really angry if you stop feeding it, and it makes it just like any other addiction. I'm sure everyone's heard the story that sugar is as addicting as like heroin and cocaine. I completely believe it, because every Monday morning, I say, okay, that's it. No more sugar for me. I can go pretty good till Thursday, and then boom, just one glass of wine, or, just one, pasta dish, and then the crazy cycle goes. But if you go 21 days, like most addictions, you can really get a strong hold on the carbohydrate intake you do, and you will feel better, so much better than you've ever felt if you get a grip of stopping those starches and sugars and all that stuff. And we're going to take a break soon, but Cliff, you've been through this, right? You know how great it feels to stay away from sugar.
Oh yeah, so in fact I learned the hard way, the only way to really lose weight is to cut out the sugar. In cutting out the sugar, the weight just fell off.
Yep. So when we come back, the next product helps defeat the sugar monster through the stress controllers, the emotional controllers, and your energy level. So we'll be right back, everybody.
Hey, it's Dr. Ravi at Tradition Family Chiropractic. We are dedicated to serving you and your family with integrity, compassion, and innovative care through the most advanced chiropractic care ever in chiropractic history, encouraging your health and your family's health to its maximum potential on a regular basis. Call us today at 772-345-0060 or schedule online at traditionhealth.com for your free consultation.
Hi, this is Joanne from Nutrition World. Just letting all of my listeners know we have been diligent in sanitizing the store and using every precaution possible to keep our customers safe. I am offering free shipping on all orders over $30 if you choose not to come in the store. I am really hoping that all my listeners are taking time right now to get fresh air, to get exercise into their daily routine, keep hydrated, and get the proper amount of sleep. It's critical right now that attitude is everything. To please take time to laugh, to give yourself a break. You can find Nutrition World right on US 1 in Fort Pierce, across from Fort Pierce City Hall, in between Orange Avenue and Avenue A. Our phone number is 772-464-3598. Call me with any questions or concerns. All my best, Joanne.
Joannes Nutrition World, now open from 11 to 3, Monday through Saturday. Call 464-3598.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
And now back to Joanne's World of Nutrition. Once again, here's Joanne Seeger.
Hey everyone, thanks again for listening this morning. All right, so today we're talking about how you use systems to be the best version of yourself. Whether you want to lose weight or just cut back on sugar or just get some more energy, better sleep, or just clean out your body, get that liver and kidney and stuff a break from some toxicity that you might be thinking or putting inside your body. The products that I'm going to talk about now work together to make you stronger and healthier. Now, of course, like any of the supplements that I sell, you can do them separately, but I've definitely learned that if you do them together, your body shows the difference almost within a week. And if you buy the whole system together, it is a money-back guarantee that you will see the results in just 1 month, very good results. So we talked about the first half of the show about cleansing the body with the Cleanse for Life. Really critical. We really, if we want to clean out the junk before we know that we're going to absorb and put in all the good stuff. So the next thing is what I think is critical right now. We always talk about adaptogenics at the store and on the show. Adaptogenics, I love the name of this herb group and food group. Adaptogenics, just like the name implies, in nature adapt to their environment. So they have whatever they go through, whether it be extreme weather changes, water conditions, drought, flood, no matter what they go through, they withstand it, and the plants get stronger for it. So the key ingredients in the ionic, not only is the ionic alfalfa like in the first product that we talked about this morning, but then there's also things that are superfoods and adaptogenics. Now, there are some that might be new to you and then some that you've heard of. So I did that great show, well, I hope you thought it was a great show, on ginseng, teaching that ginseng is one of the most traditional used adaptogenics, mostly thought of as a male supplement, but that is not true. It's a phenomenal adaptogenic, great to help your body cope with stressors. But this has so much more, so let's get into it. The first ingredient in the proprietary blend is wolfberry. Most people know wolfberry like goji berries. Well, for a long time, every health food store had rows and rows of goji berries. And then, like it happens, sometimes the supply, you have to question it. Is it still grown the way it's supposed to be grown? Is it still clean? Is it still pure? Because when things get popular, sometimes people jump into that game and they produce inferior products or dirty products. And it happens with all industries. And health food stores are no exception. So then we heard stories about, well, they were coming from China and they might not be clean or they might not be as effective. And then they slowly started leaving, the store shelves. It would be funny. I would be at Marshall's or Ross. I see a random bag here and there in their back clearance section. And I remember the days where, it would be so common to sell a $20 bag of goji. Well, it is the first ingredient in this product, and mainly because they do source out the good goji that is phenomenal as an antioxidant, helping boost your immune system, tons of naturally occurring vitamin C. I mentioned like the bilberry for the eyes. Goji is phenomenal for the eyes. Also known to enhance beauty, anti-aging. Again, used traditionally for, I think, at least 2,000 years. But goji is a beautiful, beautiful, delicious berry. So this is the first ingredient in the proprietary blend. The next is the ionic alfalfa, which I already went over. The third one is hibiscus. So hibiscus is great at lowering blood pressure, helping stress levels. A very pleasant taste. Again, super popular in the tea to help decrease blood pressure. But blood pressure is a perfect example how it's not take one supplement and lower it. Just how pharma, big pharma, they want you to think, just take the drug. It just tricks the number system. Does it heal your arteries? Does it stop the bad habits that cause the issue? Does it increase your circulation? No. It's just, basically putting a toxicity into you and giving you a false security. So really if your blood pressure is high, you got to get to the cause. Are you sleeping enough? Are you doing some prayer or meditation or some mindful reading? We have to get at the reasons why our blood pressure is high, and not keep blaming, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa about it. So then the next one, let's see, so many great things. So there's watermelon extract. Oh, I went to a lecture at Hippocrates, and it was so cool. So watermelon actually helps libido and anti-aging, and it's super cool because, it's such a simple fruit and absolutely delicious. But if you do the watermelon fruit itself, tons of sugar, okay? That's why it tastes sweet like candy. And, sometimes there are fruits that are being genetically modified to make them more and more sweet. But this is like using like the watermelon seed, which has an abundance of nutrients and has that libido effect. So super cool ingredient. And then, oh my gosh, it goes on and on, but I want to get to the key ones so you remember some of this. So rhodiola. Rhodiola probably is the number one most popular adaptogenic right now. So it will help your body cope with stressors just like it does in nature. So for example, say in the morning you woke up and you felt anxious. You felt a little bit like your heart was beating a little too fast. You really couldn't get a grasp of your thoughts. You just were kind of going through the motions of getting ready for your day, but you just felt uneasy. And then all of a sudden you get a phone call that was bad news. And then all of a sudden you're like in a depressive state and you feel sad. And then all of a sudden, you go to work and someone pisses you off with a comment. And then all of a sudden you're angry and you're just ready to lash out. So an adaptogenic helps basically even out all of that. So whether it's anxiousness, a low, gloomy depression, or an anger and a resentment and a bitterness, all these very strong emotions that are natural to us as humans, but we want to control them, or we should want to control them. An adaptogenic helps you do that, and rhodiola is one of the most popular ones for that. There's also another one in here that not as many people are familiar with, and that's called Shilastat. Now that's from the Himalayas mountains, and this one, this company was the first one to bring it into the United States because if it's not done properly, it could actually be toxic. So for almost 20 years, they've been making it perfectly healthy and suitable for human consumption. And the story goes like this, which I think is super cool. So only the kings of the tribe or the soldiers used to get this adaptogenic. And then it was pretty much started to be used by the Russians and only the elite or the soldiers. So this, when the government could, well, I should say the United States could access, the Russian plants and herbs, then they brought it over to the United States. And Shilastat now, many years later is common. You can buy it in other supplements, but for the longest time, it was only available in this drink. So super cool. And there's also, oh my God, so many great things. Alpha lipoic acid. Alpha lipoic acid is an antioxidant that is phenomenal. Most antioxidants that protect our cells are very choosy. It's like, okay, am I going to be water soluble, fat soluble? Am I going to protect the inner cell, or am I going to protect the outer wall of the cell? But alpha lipoic is both. So it's going to protect your entire cell, and the best part is it stabilizes blood sugar. I know so many people are scared about the effect that blood sugar has in their life, and when they're young, most people don't even think about it. They don't care. They drink these sugary coffee drinks and energy drinks that have 45, 55 grams of sugar, so it's really crazy. The blood sugar goes up and down, and every time it goes up, it's going to destroy your arterial lining, and that's where circulation comes in effect, and that's why amputations and horrible things like that and losing your vision occur. So you really want to stop looking at it like, oh, it's just one drink, just one Starbucks, hate to throw them under the bus, but they give this image of health, but it's nothing even close to that. If you do all their pumps, sometimes you're getting into 60 grams of sugar. That's already double what you should have in a day. So horrible, and empty calories because there's no nutrition. So, you're better off eating a whole watermelon, so at least you get some, nutrition to go with all that sugar. Okay, I'll stop lecturing now. So, and I hated it. Some of the moms, will bring kids through drive-thrus and order them fruit smoothies because they think it's better than soda, but it's not. It's as much sugar, if not more. So really be careful of labels. And there's many, many lines in the grocery stores that promise health on the label. But please, before you even read the front, check the sugar grams. Most of them are a whole day's allowance for an adult, so definitely way over for a child. So don't fall for the front of labels, no matter how beautiful they are, how many pictures of fruits and vegetables they have. They're really, really deceiving. Okay, so back on target. All right, so this drink, the adaptogenic drink, which again is going to help you with stress levels, energy level, help you get a grip so you can control the sugar monster, and not feel like you're doing emotional eating, grabbing food because, you're upset or angry, and, we use food as our comfort zone. Definitely like you would use a drug. So these things help you get a grip. So there's just, oh my God, there's probably 10 other ingredients. It would take up the whole show, but let's just say adaptogenics, all of them, all the most common adaptogenics, ashwagandha, rhodiola, shilostat, ginseng, they're all in there, and it's alkalizing. So definitely want to give that one a try, okay? But the key is their shakes. Now, I always say there's shake lovers and shake haters. I'm a shake lover. To me, the convenience, I can line up the kids in the morning, make a shake, and know their sugar grams are intact, they're getting nutrition, they're getting lots of fiber, they're getting all their vitamins and minerals, and it tastes delicious, and there's no artificial colors, no artificial sweeteners. In my mind, and for many years, all my kids start with the shake in the morning. It's just that peace of mind. There's no way if you fill them up with a processed carbohydrate of a bagel or a waffle or a box of cereal, you're not starting their day well, and they need so much energy. And some of these kids get the worst, horrible school lunches. So, it's a lose-lose. So if at least you start them with a healthy shake, to me, I don't know, I get peace of mind from it, and the convenience of not having to cook. Oh, I'm so over the cooking thing, I gotta tell you. So it's really easy. And definitely when everyone used to come back from school, again, can't wait for that, then it would be a shake again, because then I felt like, while I had time to prepare dinner, they weren't starving, because they went hours, at school with just a very little meal. So shakes can be great, But like I mentioned with those other drinks that are full of sugar and junk, shakes can be bad. But you have to just, again, don't look at the front, look at the back. Where are they sourcing their protein? Is it clean? Are they filling it with artificial sweeteners, colors? If you don't recognize a word in your shake, then just Google it. There is advantages of having this internet now, and that's one of them. You can find out every single thing you are putting into your body, whether it's on your skin or in your mouth. You can check and then make an educated choice if you want to continue doing it. And I hope if you see something bad, you won't continue. Now, it is hard. It is so hard. And I did work for a short time with a manufacturer of shakes. And it is hard to make something super healthy that's perfect. With perfection comes sometimes yucky taste, hard consistency. It doesn't have shelf stability. So I feel like these shakes definitely match as perfect as they can and still have a delicious flavor, good shelf stability, economical for the whole family. So if you are a shake lover, I know you'll love them. And if you're not, there's ways to get around it. Like I say, you don't have to use it for your meal. You don't have to give up your meal if you don't love shakes, but then do it as a supplement. So instead of having that, I don't know what you might have as a snack, but I'm sure it's not the healthiest thing unless you're just eating some vegetables as a snack, which is awesome. Don't give that up. But if not, if you're having something unhealthy as a snack during your day, like chips or sweets, this would be great. Just have half a serving and use it as an in-between your meal. So again, you're getting the fiber, the protein, the nutrients, and your body will feel so much better. So again, we're going to clean out the body with the first product we talked about. We're going to control the stress, the anxiety, and the emotional roller coasters. It seems like life is taking us right now with the next. And then the shakes give you the nutrition. Now, it does not substitute for food, but in reality, I have some friends that eat so good. They're always eating fresh meals, lots of vegetables, lots of fresh food, and I applaud them. But the majority of us, we know we're not doing that. We are eating a lot of restaurant food, poor quality oils, a lot of sodium, a lot of refined carbohydrates. That's most of our reality. So if that's the case, then even if you just swap one meal a day with something that has more healthy fats, more fiber, healthier type of protein, then at least your body's not dealing with as much toxicity. So it's all about just trying to make that choice. And then the next key is your accelerator. So sometimes people still come in and they say, hey, do you have anything that raises my metabolism? And I think that's so funny because, this conversation's been around for 50 years that you take this pill and all of a sudden you'll raise your metabolism. And so it's usually, most of those pills are geared around two premises. They have some type of stimulant, like before it used to be ephedra, or now it's just plain old caffeine. It just speeds you up, just like speed. So you get so hyped up, so raring to go, that you're really not thinking about food. I know I have days like that. I love them. It's like, oh, I just want to go, go, go. I'll drink my coffee and I won't even think about food. I love it while it's happening. But man, when that crash comes, it's like, man, you need to scrape me off the floor because it's like you hit it so hard. And that's your adrenal function being suffering. So your poor little adrenal glands that sit on top of your kidneys, they only have so much tolerance to be stressed out. And with everything that's going on right now, they're stressed out enough. They don't need you to add to it with lots of caffeine and stimulants. That will only burn them out quicker. So you have to be loving and nurturing to your poor little adrenals. And by doing that, you don't skip meals. Now, when I say that, I don't mean intermittent fasting. If you're purposely planning your day where you put lots of nutrition into a small time frame to give your body a break from digestion, which takes like 80% of our body's energy, that's different. You're intentionally doing a nutrition plan geared around intermittent fasting, which is really good for you. But if you're just hyping yourself up on caffeine and sugar and just running yourself ragged, that's different. That's, I see a lot of younger people, especially, like my son's age group, that does video gaming, and they'll go for hours and miss sleep and just live off sweets and drinks. That's not the way the body will function long. It will start breaking, especially it will start with headaches and problems on a regular sleep pattern. So the reason I bring this up, because there is a way to safely accelerate your body's ability to function without all that. So apple cider vinegar is a key to that. Now, I don't mean the gummies. I don't mean the gimmicky products. I mean real apple cider vinegar. So we sell 2 choices of pills. Dr. Mercola's makes a fermented apple cider vinegar, which is awesome. You still get the integrity of the mother, which is the culture and the flora, and your good bacteria in your gut is so critical to have a really healthy body and control that sugar monster. But apple cider vinegar also helps balance the pH, help your digestion of your carbs and your fatty acids, just makes you feel good. And there's cinnamon in there. Cinnamon helps control the blood sugar. Cinnamon is also one of the very common blends to help kill bugs in the body that don't belong. So there are legitimate things that help your body work more efficiently. But again, it's not just about caffeine that hypes you up so you don't feel hungry, okay? Now, if you wake up super sluggish, that's where we turn to caffeine. Caffeine does have a healthy use if it's from a healthy source and used properly. There's a lot of studies about real coffee beans having good effects, but it's just like, chocolate. If it's prepared properly and have in small doses, yes, definitely has benefits. But if it's overused or processed incorrectly, then all those good uses go out the windows, and we totally, exaggerate it. Like, I know with the wine, I love the information when the whole wine paradox came out, where everyone was saying, yes, drink wine, it's so healthy for your heart. They over exaggerated and applied that rule to every wine that was available, and that's not true. So the wine study was, based on people that were outdoors every day, working in fields, and their whole family. I mean, they didn't go through drive-thrus. They ate at home with their family every day, and they had fresh food, fresh wine right from their vineyards. So yes, if you have that love and that hard work ethic and all that, yeah, you probably will live a long, healthy life, but that's not what we're doing here. Most of us, I don't want to speak for everyone, but use wine, and other alcohol substances as a way to calm them down, get to sleep, or just deal with their stressors. Another coping mechanism like food. And sometimes we use both. And so we're really crippling our body from running efficiently when we're using the alcohol or the sweets or both to deal with our days. So it's definitely, it's gonna, that choice, that daily choice, we won't feel it right away. And some of us actually, unfortunately, do feel it right away. But then all of a sudden, 3 months later, you look back and go, wow, I don't feel the same. I don't look the same. I need to get my life back. So the system that I'm discussing today definitely can help you. Like I said, if you get the whole system together, it's a money-back guarantee. So that's a win-win. And if you just tuned in, I want to remind you, so starting August 24th is when our local kids start going back to school. I have an incentive. So I have a free body fat testing that goes on at the store. And for every 1% of body fat you lose, because I don't believe in going by the scale. The scale has too many different reasons why that doesn't work. But body fat, that really doesn't lie. So For every 1% you lose, you get a free 30-minute infrared sauna session with my Sunlight and Sauna at my wellness center that has a private room and private bathroom. And if you want to bring someone along, as long as they have their own towel, I won't even charge them. Okay, so there's one other. So obviously, if you were listening earlier, you know I have a pet peeve with those sugary drinks. One drink right now, especially in our summer months, that I see the whole country just guzzling down. I see little 1-year-old babies holding it in their bottles. It absolutely makes me cringe, is Gatorade, okay? Or that other name, I can't remember it. So, you know, besides the obvious of like, you know, neon colors and blues and reds and all the obvious toxicity, it's junk. It's so much glucose. It was never formulated for your little toddler. It was never formulated for you just to get through a grocery store errand. This is so much glucose. It was meant for someone that's out on a field working their butt off and sweating like crazy. So if used appropriately, okay, I can see where it might have a use, but not the way we're using it. We're just, oh my gosh, it's horrible. So I'm not trying to point fingers, but if you have Gatorade in your house, please rethink it. And some people unfortunately think if they buy diet, sugar-free, low sugar, that they're doing better, but it's just marketing that's absolutely deceiving you. It could be more dangerous, those versions, okay? So stay away from anything that says diet, sugar-free, or low sugar, because they have artificial sweeteners which are more dangerous. Stevia and monk fruit have been rated as some of the safer alternative sweeteners. But again, if you get your child at a young age used to drinks that are sweet, they'll never appreciate good old water. And if you have a problem with drinking water, then just fake it around your kids. You know, they look to us. They really want a good example. But the same line that I'm talking about today makes a product called Amped. So Amped Hydrate, it comes in 4 different flavors. I absolutely love the blue one called Blue Raspberry. The blue actually comes from algae, so there's no artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors. It's an amount of sugar grams like you would get from half an apple, so the body can utilize it and assimilate it. So definitely rethink your beverages that you're giving yourself and your children. Drink lots and lots of water. All right, everyone, next week you don't want to miss it. I have that clinical nutritionist, Bert, back on the show. We're going to really dive into alkalinity and oxygen. So don't miss Bert next week. Everyone have an awesome week, and talk to you soon.
You've been listening to Joanne's World of Nutrition. Hit the like button or hit the subscribe button here at WPSL TV on YouTube, where you'll find the archives of a lot of our radio programming. Joanne's World of Nutrition is brought to you by Nutrition World, directly across US 1 from Fort Pierce City Hall in what used to be the historic arcade building, now known as the Crafts Plaza. This is WPSL, Port St. Lucie, on Google Home, Alexa, and TuneIn.